Have you ever wondered if something as ordinary as fruit could actually work against your health after 60? Most people never question it. Fruit is natural. It's full of vitamins. It's always been seen as a healthy choice, especially compared to sweets or processed snacks. But with age, things change. Not just how you feel, but how your body handles sugar, fiber, medication, and digestion. And suddenly, the same fruits you've been eating for decades may no longer serve you. Or worse, they may quietly create new problems. The truth is, not all fruit is safe for everyone. Some are high in natural sugars that spike blood glucose fast. Some interfere with medications. Others may worsen inflammation, joint pain, or kidney strain, all without you realizing it. And in America, where fruit is often eaten in large portions or juiced, the risks can add up faster than people expect. But this isn't about fear. It's about making better choices, because the right fruits can actually support your body in meaningful ways. They can help stabilize blood pressure, protect cognitive function, aid digestion, and even reduce inflammation. So today, we'll start with 4 fruits that may be doing more harm than good, even if they look healthy on the surface, and then go over 4 fruits that can actually support your health. Before we begin, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated on practical health tips made just for you. If you find this video helpful, please type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback matters and helps me improve. Let's dive in. Number 1, bananas, the hidden risk for older adults. Most people over 60 eat bananas without thinking twice. They're soft, easy to chew, feel gentle on the stomach, and seem like the safest snack in the world. But the reality is, after a certain age, that same banana could quietly work against you. Let me give you a real example. Linda, a 71-year-old woman, had no idea why she kept feeling weak and lightheaded in the afternoons. She thought maybe she was dehydrated or just tired. She ate healthy, including a banana every morning with her blood pressure pills. But when her doctor ran blood work, it showed high potassium levels, enough to be dangerous. The cause? Not junk food, just 1 banana a day, combined with the meds she was already taking. Here's what happened. Bananas are rich in potassium. Normally, that's a good thing. It helps regulate heart rhythm, muscle function, and blood pressure. But for older adults, especially those with slower kidney function or taking certain medications, too much potassium becomes a serious risk. Some medications, like those for high blood pressure or heart problems, can make it harder for your body to remove extra potassium. When potassium builds up in the blood, it's called hyperkalemia, and it doesn't always give a warning sign. In mild cases, it causes muscle weakness or fatigue. In more serious cases, it can lead to an irregular heartbeat, or worse, a sudden cardiac event. If you're over 60 and on medication for high blood pressure, heart issues, or kidney problems, don't assume bananas are a free pass. For people on certain medications, even a full banana each day can become too much. In some cases, something as simple as switching to berries or apples makes a real difference. Sometimes, the foods we trust the most are the ones we need to reevaluate. Number 2, pineapple, too acidic for aging digestion. Pineapple feels like the perfect fruit. It's tropical, juicy, and packed with flavor. People think of it as refreshing and full of vitamin C, a feel-good fruit. But for many seniors, pineapple can do more harm than good. Take George, a 67-year-old man. He started adding pineapple to his smoothies every morning. He liked the taste and thought it was a healthy habit. But soon after, he began noticing sharp stomach discomfort, occasional nausea, and a burning feeling in his chest. He thought it was stress, but it turned out to be acid reflux, triggered by something he thought was helping. Here's why pineapple can be a problem. It's one of the most acidic options you can eat. That acidity can irritate the stomach lining, worsen acid reflux, and lead to digestive discomfort, especially if you already deal with GERD or gastritis, which are common with age. On top of that, pineapple has a high glycemic index, meaning it can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. 1 cup of pineapple contains around 16 grams of sugar, with very little fiber to slow it down. So you get a quick surge of glucose, followed by a crash in energy. And let's not forget, pineapple also contains an enzyme called bromelain, which, while sometimes helpful, can increase sensitivity in the mouth and stomach, especially when the fruit is very ripe or eaten in large amounts. If you love the tropical taste, try mixing small portions of pineapple with high-fiber fruits like apples or pears, and avoid it on an empty stomach. Or choose lower acid fruits that are gentler on digestion. Sweet doesn't always mean safe, especially when your body becomes more sensitive with age. Number 3, oranges, when vitamin C comes with a cost. Oranges have been the poster child for healthy eating for decades. They're bright, packed with vitamin C, and feel like a natural shield against colds and fatigue. But for many older adults, oranges, and especially orange juice, come with a cost. Margaret, a 74-year-old woman, started drinking a glass of orange juice every morning with her pills. She thought she was doing something good for herself, boosting her immunity, staying hydrated. But over time, she began noticing burning in her throat, heaviness after breakfast, and long gaps of low energy midday. Her blood sugar was creeping up. Her acid reflux was worse, and she didn't know why. Here's the reason. Oranges are naturally high in sugar and acid. A medium orange has over 12 grams of sugar, and even more in juice form, without the fiber to slow it down. That means fast glucose spikes, followed by a crash in mood, focus, and strength. And for people with sensitive digestion, the acidity can irritate the stomach lining, trigger reflux, and make existing issues like gastritis or ulcers worse. Juice especially hits hard. 1 small glass can contain the equivalent of 3 oranges, but without the fiber, chewing, or fullness. The body responds fast, a sharp rise in blood sugar. Then the crash. Then the fatigue. All triggered by something that's supposed to support your health. That's the problem with habits that feel familiar. We do them automatically, and we rarely stop to ask if they still make sense. Number 4, melon. Easy to overeat, hard on blood sugar. It's easy to think of melon as the safest fruit on the table. It's soft, full of water, easy to digest, the perfect choice on a hot day. No peeling, no chewing, just a few cold slices, and it feels like you've done something good for your body. But looks can be misleading. Let me tell you about Paul, a 69-year-old man who started eating melon every afternoon. It helped with his cravings and felt lighter than anything else. But his energy kept crashing, and he couldn't figure out why he felt so foggy after lunch. At first, he thought it was the heat, or maybe poor sleep. But the pattern kept repeating until he finally connected it to the one thing he ate every single day. Melons like cantaloupe and honeydew are high on the glycemic index. They rush into the bloodstream fast, turning into sugar with almost no fiber to slow them down. The body reacts quickly, a spike, a crash, then a drop in focus and stability. And because they feel so light, it's easy to overdo them. What starts as a small bowl can turn into half a melon, especially when it's cold, sweet, and sitting right there in the fridge. The result? A reaction you don't feel right away. Just low energy, brain fog, or that heavy, sluggish feeling that doesn't quite make sense. Melon isn't the worst thing you could eat, but that's exactly why no one questions it. And when your body is more reactive than it used to be, even the gentlest fruit can throw things off balance. That doesn't mean all fruit should be avoided. Some of them still provide real benefits, even with age. Let's take a closer look at the ones worth adding to your routine. Number 1, peaches, low acid, easy on the gut. Some fruits don't need a loud reputation to be useful. Peach is one of them. It's soft, mildly sweet, and easy to digest. For many older adults, it feels more like comfort than health food, but that doesn't mean it lacks value. Joan, a 68-year-old woman, always kept fresh peaches on the counter during the summer. She didn't think much of them, just something she enjoyed in the afternoon. But when she started dealing with occasional constipation and dry skin, her doctor suggested adding more foods rich in vitamin A and fiber. She didn't change her habits. She just kept eating what she already loved, and it helped. Peaches contain a modest amount of natural sugar, but they also deliver key nutrients. Vitamin C supports immune function and skin repair. Vitamin A helps maintain eye health and mucous membranes. And the soft flesh provides fiber that's easy on the digestive system, gentle, but still effective. They don't spike blood sugar the way more acidic or concentrated fruits can. And because they're hydrating and non-irritating, they sit well even with sensitive digestion. Peach isn't a superfood, but sometimes the body responds best to what feels natural, familiar, and easy to absorb. Number 2, apples, a daily fruit that still works. It's hard to find a fruit more ordinary than an apple, and that's exactly what makes it easy to overlook. People eat them out of habit, with lunch, in a salad, or as a snack. But after 60, that habit starts to matter more than most realize. Let me introduce you to Frank, a 73-year-old man who had been on cholesterol medication for years. It helped, but his numbers stayed borderline. At some point, he added an apple a day, just to curb afternoon hunger. Months later, his blood work improved. Nothing dramatic, nothing new, just a quiet shift in the right direction. Apples are rich in soluble fiber, especially pectin, which helps remove LDL cholesterol from the body before it gets absorbed. They also help support digestion, especially for those dealing with constipation or slower bowel movements. Unlike fruits with high sugar and low fiber, apples create a slower rise in blood sugar, helping to stabilize energy levels. They're not flashy, but they're reliable, and that's often what the body needs most with age. Number 3, kiwi, low glycemic, high in fiber and vitamin C. Kiwi doesn't usually get much attention. It's small, slightly fuzzy, a bit sour, not the first fruit people reach for. But after 60, that quiet profile starts to matter more. Nancy, a 70-year-old woman, struggled with digestion for years. Bloating, irregularity, and the usual advice to eat more fiber never really helped. She added kiwi to her breakfast mostly out of curiosity, one fruit sliced on the side. Within a week, things started moving more easily. It wasn't dramatic, but it made her feel more comfortable than she had in months. Kiwi is rich in fiber, both soluble and insoluble, which helps keep digestion steady without causing irritation. It's also high in vitamin C and potassium, but it doesn't raise blood sugar like sweeter fruits do. Its natural enzymes can gently assist with digestion, especially for those with slower metabolism. What makes it helpful isn't just what it gives, but how lightly it gives it. No heaviness, no extremes, just quiet support where it's needed. Number 4, pomegranate, a strong fruit for heart and arteries. Pomegranate isn't a fruit you eat casually. It takes time to open, it stains your hands, and the seeds are a bit of work. But what it gives in return makes the effort worth it, especially with age. Take Leo, a 75-year-old man with a history of high blood pressure. He was careful with salt, stayed active, took his medications, but his numbers still hovered higher than he liked. His daughter brought him a bottle of 100% pomegranate juice, small portions, a few times a week. Over the next few months, things started shifting. Not dramatically, but enough for his doctor to notice. Pomegranate is rich in polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and support healthy blood vessels. Studies show it may lower systolic blood pressure and improve circulation, especially in older adults. It's also linked to reduced stiffness in arteries, a key factor in heart disease risk after 60. This isn't a fruit you snack on without thinking. It asks for a little attention. But for many, that's exactly what makes it valuable. The older we get, the more clearly we see one simple truth. What worked for us in the past doesn't always work now. Not with energy, not with sleep, and not with food. Fruits are no exception. The ones we grew up with, reached for out of habit, or trusted because they seemed healthy. Some of them start shifting sides as the body changes. They're not bad, but they stop being helpful. At the same time, a few others step forward. Not flashy, not exotic, just consistent, supportive, and easy for the body to use. They don't fight with your digestion, your medication, or your energy levels. They work with you, not against you. And maybe that's the real definition of healthy eating after 60. Not chasing superfoods, not copying the latest trend, just knowing what still fits and having the clarity to make better choices, not because someone told you to, but because you feel the difference. One fruit at a time, one adjustment at a time. That's how real change begins, quietly but with impact. If this was helpful, feel free to subscribe. There's more to come. And let me know in the comments, which fruit actually made you stop and think? Until next time, take care, and choose what's on your plate wisely.